Marissa, this is a gorgeous film. Where did this concept come from to you?
You. I moved to LA to become an actor. I went to USC and stayed in LA to become an actress for like 2 decades. And then I came back to Minnesota. My husband's dad was not well, and I had lost my dad, 15 years before that. And coming home just as it does, stirred up a lot of things in me. I was like walking down the streets you see in the movie are the streets that we live near. So walking down those streets and just kind of like missing my dad and all these things coming up. And also just sort of remembering being 16 and 17 and, stars in my eyes and what is my future going to be like and all those things. And it just kind of like made me pause and sort of have, it's not meant to be a movie that's about necessarily like the cliche midlife crisis where you go buy a Porsche and go get a boyfriend that's 22 or something, but it is to some degree a movie about a pause in life where you sort of reflect and you are halfway through, and what does that mean, and are you where you thought you would be, and where do you want to go next? And so that was kind of the genesis of it.
Were you always in mind then to play Jane?
No, well, I mean, I have the like, it's just a terrible habit, but everything I write, I always end up being like, it's my voice. And so it's hard to separate it. So there's always a woman in every script that I could definitely play. But in this case, I really normally play sort of the funny sidekick, the Alex character, basically. And so when this came about and we decided to actually make it, Mills Goodlow, who directed it, was like, and I think you should play Jane. And I was like, I don't know about that. I think I should be like the funny sister because it's just a lot of, interior work, and she's kind of carrying the movie, but with a lot of like introspection, and it's not big and flashy and funny. And I'm used to that stuff. And so he was like, "You wrote the movie from your own personal place. Like, why would you not think you can play the character that's basically you?" Which was a fair question. So yeah, so I ended up doing it, even though I was a little, to be honest, intimidated by it and felt like maybe I should get someone who's, whatever, more used to this kind of character. And it was great. It was a wonderful challenge, and I loved every second of it.
You have some insanely talented castmates in this. Fred Rodriguez, Sam Trammell, Eliza is known for her comedy goodness. But come on, Beau Bridges just gives a performance that heart. He just gives the Beau Bridges touch of love throughout the entire movie. How hands-on were you when it came to casting the film?
As hands-on as a person could be. We sort of, you know what, when we the very, very beginning, I was like, I think we need to hire some, if we can get kind of a heavy hitter for one character, I think it will help us to get the rest of the cast and to attract people to come to Minnesota and shoot, an indie basically in Minnesota, which people don't know what to expect coming here. And so thankfully, Bo was my top choice to play Jack. And I wrote him a letter. I did tell him, that I'd lost my dad and that he had sort of an energy that reminded me of my dad and everything, and sent him the script and an offer. And I think he said yes like the next day. So that
Bless
was a
his heart.
really gratuitous moment for us because it did, other people, of course, other actors lean in when they hear that he's going to be in it. And then we were able to attract, people like Sam and Freddie and Eliza, which made all the difference in the world.
It's just absolutely a beautiful tale. And my one of my favorite moments is when Harrison says to Jane, "Why aren't we married? You were 17. You're not the same people. You were 17. Could you have seen yourself like married to this person at 17? Probably. But like this isn't at 17, you probably think it's your forever person, but that's
Yeah.
like one in a million shot. Talk about filming that moment with Sam.
Yeah, I think, we made a little poster for the wrap gift, and it said everybody has that person, which is a line that Bo has in that speech about the train. And I think that's what that moment is like, yeah, we were 17, but what if because we were 17, we wrote it off as like not the thing when it was the thing? And, of course, even though you think, oh, it was just puppy love and I was 17, of course, like if you have that chemistry at 17 and you run into them again at 40, whatever, you're gonna probably still feel some things and be like, oh, this is messing with my mind. And what is this? And should I have? But as you know from seeing the movie in its entirety, it's easy to hold things up on a pedestal that never went through the ringer of real life. And so, I just thought it was kind of an interesting thing to explore because I know from my own life and from all basically everyone I know has got a person that they sort of wonder about. And obviously social media has changed it. And sometimes now you're like, oh, I don't really have to wonder about them because I get like social media posts every day and I see what they're like and it's not that romantic. But in other people, you don't know. And you sort of, maybe run into them 20 years later. And what does that feel like, and does it stir up all the things?
I mean, but she has this great life with Cal, but does she have this great life with Cal? It's beautiful. Could they have, should they have, but also what do I have now? I don't want to lose that because she has this beautiful boys and these kids, I should say, and that is it worth the risk? And seeing Freddie emote from across the room, like fear, terror, anger all at once. Those are like everything on his face and his eyes. Freddie just brings it at that moment. I mean, top notch for you to have him in that moment. Were you watching him at all, or could you see what was going on with him, or where did you leave that all in the hands
I really think I didn't really see what
of
he did
Jay?
there post production. And then I was like, oh, that's good. Because you do feel like a billion emotions go through his face. And also I think that scene that we have that's right after, we're in the closet on the ground sitting down and talking. And I love that scene because of what he says, and the way he delivers that scene is like he just sort of, yeah, we do have a beautiful life, but like everything in life, if you're complacent and you're just phoning it in, it loses its luster. And I think for us, that's kind of part of this midlife revelation in the movie is like, if we're gonna, what is this now? What it was then is not what it is now, and what do we want it to look like now? And sort of how do we define that, and how do we have a sense of agency over what we want life to look like for us, for our kids, for this life we've built? It's easy in midlife to get tired and exhausted by all the things.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say how Eliza Coop just holds her own as comedy gold as always with it. Did she get to improv at all with those moments, or was everything just so beautifully scripted on the page she didn't test her limits with you?
It's so funny. Naturally, it's bananas. So we did shoot everything that was on the page, and there's extra stuff in there that she improved because why would you not use the things that come out of her mouth? Because they're all funny. So yes, she would. There's several scenes that I don't know if I've ever heard her say something that's not funny. So there's definitely some kernels of Eliza specials in there that we kept because she's magic on screen and she's so funny.
It's just so amazing watching this entire film play out. My favorite moments are with Bo. Was it hard for you to keep from full on sobbing at that in those moments? Because it is so
Yeah.
real life for you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my dad died real suddenly, and so I didn't ever go through any moments where I got to like say goodbye or do anything like that. And so, yeah, it was hard. And also, Bo is so good that there's this scene where we have that scene where he's in the hospital and by the way, what I just said, maybe I shouldn't be saying. I don't want to spoiler alert anything. I don't know. But the scene where we have that long talk about the train story, I was like in my mind as an actress, okay, I think I'll do a few takes where I'm listening and will like feel the things and emote, and then maybe a few where I'm not as much of a mess. And like there was no version where I could keep it together. There was never a take where I was just like dry-eyed and listening because it was impossible because he's just so riveting and like you said, there's so much heart to what he brings to the story and to his affection for my mom, which of course, when I hear it, the character is just like there's so much love that he still has for their mom that passed away and everything that there was no way to listen to him and not cry. I love him in this. And same with Lisa Gay. When Lisa Gay talks about her stuff, and I've because we finished it and now we're just putting it out there, I'm rewatching clips of it and stuff, and I'm like, I like keep crying. Like the scene when
How
Bo
could you not?
no, that scene where he stands at the window and he sits down and he's like, "I'm just tired, Janie. I'm tired." And he kind of emotes and then he pulls it together and kind of giggles and like sort of tries to keep it up for my sake. I'm like, I can't.
Are
I
you gonna
really
cry now? It's so
totally it gets me. It really gets me every time because I think the character is someone that he presented to his girls. I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, and laughs and tells stories and is jovial, but deep down he was, heartbroken. And so that to me kind of gets me.
the film is start to finish just a beautiful tribute to the love you had for your dad, for the love we think we still have for people from our past, and can we still have it today? What are we questioning our lives for? Who we were? Can we still be that person? I think start to finish, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous film. What do you hope lingers with audiences that watch this?
Well, I hope that it's obviously I hope it's really relatable to people, and I hope that on some level they can take away from it what my character Jane takes away from it, which is like, I'm tired of phoning it in. What is life if we're phoning it in? If we're just going through the motions, like sitting in the car wash and, we're moving, but we're not actually doing anything that excites us, that like touches, sparks that thing in us. And so I hope people come away from it like, you know what, I'm not too old to go do that thing, and I'm not too old for us to make this relationship better, or chase something I've never even dreamt of chasing because it was the thing I was embarrassed to chase. Like I hope people will feel encouraged to, because we're not the halfway mark is not the end.
There's so much more to your life. It's a beautiful, beautiful story to tell with this as well. Thank you for putting it on from paper to screen. It's just gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It means the world to me to talk to, as I said to someone today, like I've only talked about it really with my friends and family who've seen it because we did like a limited screening with just friends and family. And I'm like, well, you guys have to like it because so it's like really, really rewarding today to talk to people who don't have to like it, but do. And so thank you. I do appreciate it a lot.
It's just gorgeous. I could gush a little bit more. I know you have other things to do though.